What time is it? Oh, it's 6:44, 51 seconds, 3rd of March. Sorry, 15th of March, 2012. I was just looking at my screensaver, and then I got looking it up. I thought it was the deep field, the Hubble deep field, but it's not because I don't recognize it. It's actually the Hubble ultra deep field. It's taken in a patch of the sky somewhere near Orion constellation in 2003 or 2004. There's no stars, I don't believe, in this patch of the sky. And this patch of the sky is roughly a millimeter by a millimeter on a sheet of paper held about a meter away from you. It's roughly a small patch of the sky about 1/10 the diameter of the moon. So there's no stars in this from our Milky Way. There's roughly 10,000 galaxies, and the brightest one is right here. That's what's the name? Ultra Deep Field UDF Ultra Deep Field 423, and that's 7.7 billion. The light took 7.7 billion years to reach us. That galaxy formed some 600 million years after the Big Bang, and that was, as you know, like 14.3 billion years ago. So if you think about it, there's 10,000 galaxies in that picture, and our galaxy has, what, 100 billion stars in it? So we're talking about 100 billion stars, so we have 100 billion. Never mind that big number, because I was thinking quadrillion. But most certainly, there has to be life somewhere out there, because when stars explode, they make all the atoms that make up Earth, and that's why life is made up of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, etc., because they're the most common elements that get created when stars explode. So no doubt, with all the stellar nucleogenesis and all the time that's passed, it's very possible that if there is an intelligent life form in one of these thousands and thousands of billions of possible stars that might have a planet that can be inhabited by life. And then you got to think about the Drake equation in terms of how many stars and planets that could support life, where life evolves, that could communicate. There's probably literally millions of potential planets that could have life. And they could be looking back at us, and it's very unlikely that they would have our patch of the sky on their computer screens if they had such technology. But no doubt there's someone there looking up the sky thinking that, is there life out there? And we just so happen to be carbon-based with oxygen as an electron acceptor that happens to have, a double helix DNA strand that can replicate. And no doubt, because atoms only make so many bonds, there's only so many probable molecules. And if those planets have a similar composition based on how many planetary supernovae exploded and how many supernovae were nearby to form the elements that made up their solar system, it's very possible that somewhere there could be a life form that is based on amino acids. However, the amino acids could be slightly different, or they could be right-handed, not left-handed, like on Earth. And it's just a distinct possibility. That's all. I just thought that instead of looking at my screensaver for all these years, I figured I'd just read about the whole Hubble Ultra Deep Field, which you can look up on Wiki. Hello, little aliens. There in that little galaxy. Come to visit me someday. Not likely, though. Unless you find a bloody big wormhole.